Hey everyone, it's November 14th, and that means that if today's your birthday, you share with Italian serial killer Leonarda Cianciulli, known as the soap maker of Correggio, who murdered three victims in 1939 and 1940, turning their remains into soap and tea cakes. And that is her right over there. Cianciulli was born in 1893 in what was then called the Kingdom of Italy and had a troubled childhood, attempting suicide twice at a young age. She persisted and in 1917 married an office clerk, though her parents disapproved because they wanted to set her up with another man. Cianciulli claimed that her parents put a curse on her when she married against their wishes. A fortune teller once told her that she would have many children, but they would all die, and a palm reader told her that in your right hand I see prison, in your left a criminal asylum. During her marriage, Cianciulli was pregnant 17 times but had 3 miscarriages and lost 10 children in their infancy. She was an overprotective mother towards the surviving 4, perhaps because she was superstitious and thought that the fortune teller had correctly predicted her future. An earthquake destroyed her home in 1930, just a few years after a stint in jail for fraud, and having no home, the family moved to Correggio, where she opened a shop and was well liked in the community. In 1939, her oldest son joined the Italian army as part of their war efforts, and she was willing to do whatever it took to keep him safe. With all her superstitions and belief that her family was cursed, she believed that human sacrifice would be required and picked out 3 of her neighbors who she decided had to die. Her first victim was an older woman to whom she offered help with attracting a husband, telling her about a man she thought was suitable and convinced her to write to her relatives and friends to tell them she was going to visit him. On the day she was set to leave, Cianciulli drugged her, then killed her with an axe and cut up her body. According to her memoirs, she then threw the pieces into a pot, added 7 kilos of caustic soda, which she had bought to make soap. The leftover blood was mixed with flour, sugar, chocolate, milk, eggs, and margarine, and was baked into tea cakes, which she enjoyed eating herself and sharing with her neighbors. She also took the woman's life savings. Cianciulli got her second victim by promising her that she had found a job for her at a school for girls. Just as before, the woman sent postcards to friends and relatives saying she was leaving, and was then drugged, killed, and turned into cakes. Her third victim was a former soprano who had sung at La Scala, and Cianciulli told her that she had found her work as a secretary for a Florentine musician. The woman wrote postcards to friends and relatives and was drugged and killed with an axe, as in the 2 previous murders. Cianciulli wrote, "She ended up in the pot, like the other 2. Her flesh was fat and white. When it had melted, I added a bottle of cologne, and after a long time on the boil, I was able to make some most acceptable creamy soap. I gave bars to neighbors and acquaintances." Her final victim's sister-in-law was suspicious about her sudden disappearance, and Cianciulli was brought in for questioning. She ultimately confessed to what she had done and made sure to point out that she had turned over the copper ladle she used when making soap to the country's war effort. Cianciulli was convicted of murder and sentenced to 30 years in prison and died behind bars in 1970, but was buried instead of being made into bars of soap and tea cakes. Many artifacts from her case, including the pot she boiled her victims in, are on display at the Criminological Museum in Rome, and she inspired a character played by Shelley Winters in the film Black Journal. If this is your birthday, I hope you have a great day. Leave me a comment so I can wish you a happy birthday. If you know someone whose birthday it is today, send them this video so they can find out all about their birthday twin. And to Leonarda Cianciulli, I say, happy birthday, you bastard. It's a mold of Brent Spiner's face. He played Data on Star Trek, and I put reading glasses on it.